Plastic Surgeons of America have determined at what age you are peak beautiful.
Okay.
Great.
I brought this up. I said, guys, we should talk about this. And everybody's like, oh, what's the age? And Woody just said, we're all past it.
I bet we're all past it, yeah.
Which is very aggressive.
I'm just speaking for myself.
Yeah, that was certainly...
You guys are beautiful. Just saying that.
I know. Wouldn't it be awful if it was like 18 months? You're like a baby.
Yeah.
That's it.
Babies are cute.
Yeah. By the time you reach 2 years old, it's all downhill.
Yeah. I'm sorry, if you can understand the words I'm saying, you've peaked.
This is the Woody and Jim Show podcast, a daily recap of everything you missed.
Yesterday we were talking about the most expensive thing your child has ever ruined. Because I always looked at my kids and said, you know what? If I didn't have you kids, I would have the best car.
Yeah.
Imagine the nice house and stereo I'd have.
But they still find a way to destroy the stuff you do have.
I know.
And we got some great responses from listeners from Instagram yesterday.
Yeah, we have all sorts of stuff. We got one person who said their MacBook Air laptop, they erased the entire hard drive and processing system off the computer. It barely knows it's a MacBook anymore.
Wow.
I don't know how someone can manage to do that.
I mean, really, if you went and tried to do that,
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you told me, hey, erase the hard drive and the processing system, I'd be like, how?
How'd you do
brick.
that?
How do you want me to do that?
Well, this kid needs to get a job with the Geek Squad or something.
Yeah.
Another person said that their 3-year-old tossed maracas at their 75-inch television.
Oh, the little shaky things.
Yeah, maracas. Yeah.
What are we watching Encanto when that happened? I'm getting into
Another
it.
person said that their mobile phone was flushed down the toilet when his kid was a toddler. And then they also, the same toddler, peed on their laptop once.
This toddler
And the
really did
motherboard
not
was
want
gone.
them to have any electronics.
I know.
Screw your phone, screw your laptop.
He's a busy child.
The kid came out Amish. He didn't like technology.
We got one that doesn't really fit, but it's still kind of funny. It was on Twitter, @1075 The River, that said, well, my son and daughter were taking down an old trampoline that was missing parts, so it was no longer usable. My son then decided to spin around really fast with a metal pole and let it go to see how far it would go.
Oh.
It bounced and hit my daughter across the yard and broke her ankle.
Oh, man.
So that is the expensive thing that was ruined, was her ankle.
Was her ankle.
Yeah, that's a hospital bill.
ER bills.
Oh, that's like thousands of dollars right there.
Easily.
It's amazing that people still buy trampolines.
Oh, my God, I used to love mine.
Same.
when I was a
They're a
kid.
lot of fun for the first 3 weeks before they get ruined.
Yeah.
Oh, I had mine for like 3 years. I loved it.
They have those nice ones that have the nets all around.
Oh, yeah.
them.
My parents didn't love me that much, Woody.
Yeah. Oh, you have the open
If
air
you're going to
one.
fall and break your ankle, that's on you.
It's a you problem.
They had to toughen Ricky up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. But I know, I always think like it's a great idea until every spring in Tennessee when the storms come through.
Right.
And,
yeah.
your, wonderful trampoline is, somewhere in Lebanon.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing you can hope for is that, like, okay, if you live in Nashville, that somebody in Dixon lost their trampoline and it ended up in your yard, so you get one back.
Yeah, it's kind of like an exchange program.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually did happen to me when I lived in Murfreesboro with my parents. The last storm while I was still living at home. Woke up the next morning and our trampoline was in the cow pasture, like 3 football fields behind our house.
My son Jeff and his wife Chris, they for the kids, they have like one of those trampolines, and they had a huge storm in Smyrna, and it rolled like several blocks away. It's fun. It's like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on the river.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. This is interesting. Of course, the West Coast is having a lot of problems with wildfires because everything is so dry right now. They're going through a drought. A Oregon man is in jail because he started a couple fires. He actually started some in some of the areas in Oregon, and people saw him do it. And so they called the police and chased him down, got a hold of him, and tied him to a tree until police got there.
Whoa.
So it's always nice to kind of actually catch somebody who's doing that.
Yeah.
And I guess it was such a small fire to begin with that they were able to put it out right away.
Well, thankfully.
But tie him to a tree.
Wow.
That's what he gets. Could have ruined a lot or even potentially killed people.
Yeah, no kidding.
And if it got out of control, it could get to him at the tree.
Yeah. That's right.
Wow.
A ticking time bomb. Ricky, what you got?
So Twitter is testing out a new feature. It's statuses. Remember like AIM? where you can put a
Right.
status, like an away status. It's kind of like that. So they're testing out the feature. You can pick from predetermined lists of things like spoiler alert, like hot take, all sorts of stuff, traveling, good morning, like case of the Mondays, like all sorts of statuses of like what your tweets actually are. So they vary from away statuses to what the tweets will be.
Oh, okay.
Especially because, people do threads quite often. It will tell you that the status of this tweet is an actual thread without you having to write that it's a thread.
Cute.
Oh, okay.
So there's a bunch of different things that you can choose from. It's only in test mode right now, so not everybody's going to have the option to do that. If you do, try it out, see if you like it. I kind of think it could work, but at the same time, I don't know how often I would actually use it or remember to use it.
I think that would be the hardest thing is remembering to do it.
Right.
Huh.
I got the new Gmail update. It looks good.
Oh,
Have
I
you
don't know
seen
about
it?
that one.
Yeah, it just rolled it out like within the last 24 hours. It's coming out like, soon it'll pop up if you use Gmail.
Okay.
Looks nice. I mean, I don't think it does different stuff, but it looks less, I don't know,
Typically-
old.
Oh, okay. Well, typically, when we get an update to anything, we hate it at first, and then we get so
Right.
used to it that it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that this would be a good idea. It just might be hard for us all to get used to like marking what our tweets are
Right.
before we actually tweet it. Jim, what you got?
Nashville's getting a cannabis restaurant and bar, and it's opening today. It's legal. Of course, marijuana is not legal in Tennessee, but what that really means is you can't have THC, the component that is the active ingredient
Right.
that people are concerned about, can't be above a certain level. So it's called Buds and Brews, and it's in Germantown.
Cute name.
And I guess they're going to have food and sauces that actually contain the cannabis. And the sauces come in like little jars, and they're 5 milligrams of THC in the sauces. So they stay within the legal
Which
limits.
is very low, yeah.
Yeah, which you could then put to your liking how much you want on there.
Interesting.
And they also have coolers like Grape Ape, Lemon Haze, Sweet Tea, OG Crush that are kind of...
They sound delicious.
Yeah,
they
they
do
do
sound
sound
good. I think they have a much lower level, but that opens today in Germantown. So
Wow.
that's happening. At the same time, there's 2 bills right now in the legislature for Tennessee. One to legalize marijuana, one to kill it.
Nice.
So we'll see how that works out.
Classic.
Woody and Jim in the morning, 107.5 The River. It's always assumed that when weird things happen and weird people do things, it happens in Florida. But sometimes not. We are becoming more like Florida, a landlocked Florida all the time.
We are that.
I wonder if it's because we were becoming a place where people relocate to, or if just the whole world is becoming Florida.
Everyone's becoming
I
Florida.
think that's probably the case. People just don't know how to act anymore.
We've lost all chill.
So we like to have a little fun game every once in a while where we tell you a story and you have to decide, did it happen in Florida or in Tennessee? This happened at one of your Walmarts.
Okay.
A 39-year-old man named Aaron was arrested Sunday for drunk driving at Walmart in one of the Walmart scooters.
Oh.
Was he inside the store?
Yes,
Okay.
he was driving drunkenly, swerving back and forth. I guess it can be drunk driving even if you're going, 2 miles an hour.
That kind of sounds fun.
He kept running into counters and knocking people over and that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a menace.
Yeah. After a
That's
slow
funny.
speed chase, they were able to catch him, and and he had a backpack that had like half a bottle of vodka in it.
Oh, good for him.
So he's
All
been
right.
charged with misdemeanors and all that kind of stuff, and destroying property and hurting people's shins.
Okay, so the question is, was this a Tennessee Walmart or a Florida Walmart?
I want to say a Tennessee Walmart. It could very well be either, though.
Yeah, there's no indicator. This is like a coin flip for me. And
Walmarts are kind of an island all to themselves.
yeah, they
no
are.
matter where they
They're
are.
a magnet
Yeah,
for
they are.
some people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna agree with Ricky, and it's Tennessee.
Okay.
Zach, is it unanimous?
I think it's a clean sweep, and I'm only saying Tennessee because I want this person to be my friend so we can go play like drunken bumper cars.
You're
in Walmart.
ridiculous.
I want to hang out with him. That's
Did
Yeah.
immediately say,
You want to
this
ride on
sounds
a
fun.
scooter with him?
I want to play drunken bumper cars in the middle of Walmart. How
Okay.
fun does that sound?
I mean, if it
Yeah,
was
until you get arrested.
if it was allowed, it would be fun.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, sadly, no. It happened in Florida.
We're all
I
Oh.
feel mildly relieved.
I'm not saying it couldn't happen here because it probably
Right.
has already. It just didn't make the news.
They didn't
Yep.
get caught.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it a few months ago that a woman got one of those scooters and was riding around the Walmart parking lot drinking wine out of a Pringles can?
That is exactly what
Out of
happened.
a
Yes.
Pringles
Out of-
can.
Yeah.
That is innovation.
That's
Don't know if
good.
it
I
was an
applaud
empty,
that.
emptied out the chips first, or it was just a nice, crunchy
Right.
wine.
He
She
just
was
said, I
drinking.
had one glass. It was just an entire Pringles
It was a
can.
tall glass, but it was only
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Like-
This is my beverage server of choice.
What? I forgot. Was that here in Tennessee or Florida?
I think it was in Tennessee.
I think it was here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say it was
all right.
out by Knoxville or
So
something
we
like
weren't,
that.
Yeah. Totally out of line by
Yeah.
saying it could have been Tennessee, but thankfully it's Florida. All right.
This time we're okay.
Watch your knees and ankles around those scooter people.
Zach has got your first celebrity stuff.
Shawn Mendes yesterday, late in the day, actually canceled his entire world tour. So we know that a couple weeks ago, he postponed his tour for 3 weeks for mental health reasons. And so I guess that was just 2 weeks into the tour. He was like, I'm going to take a break. I need 3 weeks off. But I'll be back. Yesterday, he posted like this whole lengthy thing about how he is not ready for the road. Basically, he said, I was not at all ready for how difficult touring would be after this much time away. After speaking more with my team and working with an incredible group of health professionals, it's become clear that I need to take the time that I've never taken personally to go around myself and come back stronger. So, here for it.
Disappointed the show's not happening for a
Yeah.
little while, but good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
He's gotta do what's right
noticing
for
there
him.
was an issue and needed to work through it.
Britney Spears had another good day in court yesterday. The court hearing went in Britney Spears' favor. So if you remember a couple days ago, we were talking about how her attorney, Matthew Rosengart, was like, yo, Britney does not need to sit down for a deposition. Anything that she says doesn't really matter to the case. We have everything documented, files, paperwork, everything like that.
Gotcha.
So the judge agreed with her attorney. Britney will not have to sit down for a deposition, which her father had demanded because he is going to be deposed. And the judge 100% guaranteed that Britney Spears will not have to sit down for a deposition, which has got to be like such a relief. Because
Absolutely.
she's talked about it for so
Yeah.
long.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
how many more times do I have to
Traumatizing.
tell you?
And,
Keep it-
and the whole thing, I feel like her father was just doing this to continue to try to traumatize her.
Right.
Like maybe
Yeah.
intimidate her.
Try to control her. It's like, and he can't demand anything.
No. Also, kind of interesting is if you remember the New York Times documentary Controlling Britney Spears, where they revealed that in the conservatorship, they spied on Britney in her home with recording devices. So they had like
all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
cameras in her room. They logged into Britney's iCloud account so they could track her Google searches and see who she was calling.
Microphones everywhere.
Yeah, so apparently the judge hinted that Britney's longtime business managers at TriStar may actually have to sit down and answer questions under oath.
They should.
Yeah, so I guess a decision will be answered at next month's hearing if the executives at TriStar will have to sit down for a deposition as well. And this is like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case. I want to be in that courtroom. I would sit there and I want to hear everything they have to say. I want to hear all of the answers.
I hope they get grilled.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
to a panini.
Yeah.
She was being watched with a like Squid Game level of cameras.
Yeah, it was aggressive.
Yeah.
This is a little bit alarming because apparently the people who are the plastic surgeons of America have determined at what age you are peak beautiful.
Okay.
Great.
I brought this up. I said, guys, we should talk about this. And everybody's like, oh, what's the age? And Woody just said, we're all past it.
I bet we're all past it. Yeah.
Which is very aggressive.
I'm just
Yeah,
speaking
that-
for myself.
Yeah, that was certainly.
You guys are beautiful. Just saying that.
I know. Wouldn't it be awful if it was like 18 months? You're like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Babies are
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. By the time you reach 2 years old, it's all downhill.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you can understand the words I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've peaked. No, it's an age of, we'll say above the drinking age for sure. Okay. So I would like you guys to go around the room and just take your guesses and tell me why maybe. And it's different slightly for men and women. So,
Of course.
Yeah, give me your theories. And first, we'll go with Woody. What do you think?
I believe you probably reach your most beautifulness at 32.
Okay, for men and women, same.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right, that's interesting. Zach, what do you think?
I was going to go mid-30s, like 36, 37 for men, just because I feel like they become more mature, which makes them more attractive. And
But they're still way behind women, though, in maturity.
Always.
Yeah, mental maturity. That's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
totally other
100%.
category.
Yeah.
So I'm like 36, 37 for men. And for females, I feel like, honestly, mid-40s is their peak beauty.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have no other reason other than I don't know.
They're like
I
a
just feel
fine wine, and they get better with age.
Yeah.
Ricky, what do you think about this?
I think normally it's men that age better than women, which is annoying.
I think that's the very common thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
most women
stereotype,
will
yeah.
say.
I also
that.
just believe that's because men die earlier than women do, so they just, they get better
saying-
looking, so they can live
Are you
life.
saying that's a trade-off?
Yes.
We look better, but we die earlier.
Yep. So I would say men probably peak at like 50.
Okay.
And then women, I want to say,
Peak attractiveness is
I want to say like 35, 36.
all right. Very interesting. I would say maybe Woody and Zach are a little closer. Woody, actually, you are right in the middle. You said about 32. According to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, women are reportedly most attractive at age 30, while men reach peak attractiveness at age 38. So, Zach, you
Okay.
got the guys right.
So we were
Okay.
dancing around the right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of confirms what, like, a lot of the, I don't know, common beliefs are. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, God, I hate guys. My wife always says that. Oh, I hate guys because they like get better looking as they get older.
But I think a lot of that has to do with what Zach was saying before, is like as men mature, they seem more attractive. Like, you look at them in a different light.
Right. They
Yeah.
seem
And it takes you all
slightly
so
less
long
stupid.
to become mature.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
the older that you are, it's like, he's so wise. And that, like, makes
Yes.
them attractive.
I get
feel
you.
more attractive.
Yeah.
You're saying, like, men are late to the party
Way late.
and women just know how to get there faster.
Well, maybe a tip for younger guys, if they want to look attractive and they're not at that age yet, if you want to look attractive to women, just don't say stuff.
Yeah, stop talking.
Just stop talking. Thanks for tuning in. Coming in about 15 minutes, we have your tickets to see Sunday night's Kendrick Lamar concert at Bridgestone Arena. And also, Ricky Sanchez, investigative reporter, has found out how much you actually win if you win the lottery.
There's some shocking info
Yeah.
that I never imagined.
I enjoy being realistic, guys.
I have no room in my life for realism.
Just,
You call
ruining
it realism.
dreams.
You call it depressing.
It is quite depressing when I tell you what these numbers are.
Okay. Before that, let's have some laughs, perhaps. We have
right.
Gender Wars. Representing the guys in the audience, we have George in Murfreesboro. Hello, George.
Hey.
Hey,
Welcome.
George. For the guys, we have Blake in Columbia. Hello, Blake.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome. Let's start with Blake. Our get acquainted question is, if you had your own talk show, you could pick your guest. Who's your first guest?
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, that would be fun.
Oh, interview the other talk show host. Ooh, that's
How the tables have turned.
yes, mind blowing. All right, George. What about you? You have your own talk show. Who's your first guest?
Prince William.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd get some good stuff out of that.
Question number one. What happened to your hair?
Dang.
Woody,
Go right
that's
for
your
it.
talk show. All right. You each have your own screw to use if you need it during the game, if you don't know the answer to a question, and you don't think your opponent knows the answer either. You can use the screw and make them answer your question.
All right, we have a multiple choice question to start, Blake. Before Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool in the Marvel movies, did he play Mr. Fantastic, The Flash, or the Green Lantern?
Flash.
No. Green Lantern, which he admits was a terrible